And we're back at the Outboard Dad channel, here to help you have a better boating experience. Today, we're going to get into some prep work. This is very important before you put new seals in your lower unit. Don't forget my used outboard motor buying guides for sale on Amazon for $20. Keep in mind, it is a grab and go basic guide. It doesn't get specific or in depth of any particular motor or boat that you're going to be working on, but it hits the high points of what I've seen people miss and what good mentors of mine have seen people miss over the years and end up buying something that costs them thousands. So this can save you thousands. I'm still offering for a limited time a free half-hour session over the phone. It's a $250 value if you send me proof of purchase to keith@outboarddad.com to help you with a motor you're working on or a motor or a boat you're looking to purchase. In our last episode, we did a disassembly. We inspected everything, found out everything was good to rebuild, found out that the seals were just basically worn out. They do get they have little lips on the seals, for lack of a better, a little lip around the seal, for lack of a better explanation. I don't know how else I could say that. And then there's a spring that squeezes that lip against the shaft as it's spinning. And over time, it gets a little dry, it gets old. I bet they're original to this boat, 1988, I think this motor came up to be. So we got them on order, should be here the next day or so. In the meantime, we've got to clean up those bearing carriers and make sure we're ready so when the parts come in, we can get this put together. So let's look at those bearing carriers and get those seals out. Before we take this off, I'm going to go ahead and remove this as well. Let me show you. We'll go ahead and remove this and make sure we get it nice and clean. Oh, I have to take all the bolts out last time I checked. As we said before, everything's really clean on this motor. Freshwater motor. Very clean. Get our flashlight. We'll be cleaning all this up just to make sure there's nothing, no debris or anything. Found out where that piece came from just now. So if you remember, and this is why it's always good to take your time and inspect, look at everything. If you remember, when we pulled this apart, this came out. And I'm like, where the heck would that go? Let me see if I can shine the light and the camera in there and show you where I just saw. Okay, so as we look down inside here, we can see the bearings, right? And look, there's one missing. I'm not sure how blurry that is for you, but there's one bearing missing there. So isn't that interesting? So what do we do now? There's going to be a lot of different schools of thought out there from people of what they're going to do. That bearing's got to come out of there, and we may very well take it out. A lot of times you destroy it just taking it out because you need a slide hammer. I would probably heat up around here to expand it a little bit just to try and make it a little easier. Or can we put this bearing back in where it's missing? I have no problem putting that bearing back in there. I have no problem slipping that back in there and getting this ready to be put back together. So let's get to that. We'll clean this off. We'll get the gasket off of here and everything, and we'll do that after. And then let's get those bearing carriers ready. As more bearings fall out. Let's get these bearing carriers in here. Now I like to take my rag and put it in here first. And I'm just going to pinch it in here a little bit, not going to crank it down really tight. We'll go ahead and take our seal puller here. And there they are. Springs and all. So what we're going to do is, and this is very clean inside here, you can see, really, really nice for its age. So we're going to clean this up, these surfaces here. We're going to get this O-ring out. We're going to, not pressure wash, but we're going to parts washer all this up, get it nice and clean. Now let's do our prop bearing carrier. I'm trying to get in there to catch the bottom seal, but not gouge the side as I come out. And how do I know that? And it's not the end of the world if you were to do that. You can use that silicone and you can smooth that area up, make sure there's nothing sticking out that's going to get in the way of the seal, and you can fill that with that silicone. It's not the end of the world, but it's better if we don't. Seal Poppers 101. All right, so now we're just going to clean these up. Our bolts here we're going to take out because we want to clean that up as well. The kit should give us new bolts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some emery cloth and get it inside here. We're going to take some emery cloth and take this O-ring out. We can do that now. Now I'm saving all these, right? The seals I can pretty much line up against, what's here on the inside and on the shaft, but the O-rings I like to save because I want to make sure I line them up as well. And I'll put a little brake cleaner on here just to, it looks like just some dirt in there, nothing crazy. So we'll clean this up. I got some Scotch-Brite pad, it's all beat up. And not much to cleaning this. It's really in decent shape. Really good condition. Nice and clean all the way around. Now we're going to clean up the other side here. Sometimes I'll use emery cloth. Sometimes I'll just get in there with like a Scotch-Brite pad when it's not that dirty. I do see some sealer in the bottom of this, so this probably need a little bit of scraping as well with the screwdriver. Yeah. Sealer coming right out. And this feels like it still has a little elasticity to it. So I'm wondering if someone did these seals and maybe it didn't work right or something. But I don't see seal the whole way, sealer just on the bottom. So we're going to do it the right way. The way you've seen me do it if you've watched any of my other lower unit rebuild videos. When a pattern works, you stick with it. See all the sealer coming out of there. We'll take a little piece of emery cloth, kind of get in there deep. Spray it off. As you can see, it's nice and clean on the inside now. Really, really clean motor. So let's clean up our drive shaft bearing carrier. We'll take this O-ring out and save it. So the sealer is not really dried all the way. I wonder if somebody made an attempt. Maybe they got like an off-brand seal kit or something. Seem kind of thin, these seals. Maybe it's an off-brand. Just trying to figure this out. This one has the same kind of sealer in the bottom of it. And the seals were not, you can see the line in there. The seals were not pressed down all the way either. So that's interesting. And like I said, the same thing with this. The sealer's like still has some elasticity to it. When I'm scraping it off, it's not hard as a rock. It's like gummy on there. Like the weather stripping adhesive that you see me use. They didn't fill up the hole, which was good. It's still clear. But it's definitely gummy on there. I think somebody maybe used some aftermarket seals or something. Only aftermarket stuff I use is Pro Marine. It's the stuff I've had the best success with over the years. And I also like the fact I can call somebody. I spoke to Cisco yesterday and order some other parts, or day before. And, you know, it just gives me the information I need. It's you don't waste a lot of time. They know what I'm looking for. They know what I'm working on. They ask the right questions. It's really a good experience with them. Don't even have to put this in the parts washer. It's so clean. So now you can see, nice clean bearing surface, nice clean where the O-ring goes, and I mean just clean all the way around this thing. So this is ready for seals. So in the next episode, what I think I'm going to do is show you a Mercury 150. So sold a Mercury 150 to Robert and ran it. He's been having fun with it. I see his Facebook pictures of running it all over the place. And I think I sold it to him back in, well, it was cold. It was cold, so it was probably like March or April, something like that. Got it on his boat. He's been running it all summer, having a great time with it, but then it stopped charging. It is a used motor. Those things happen sometimes. I have another 150 horse here that I was looking at that I picked up from somebody who said it had a rod knock or had some kind of major engine failure. Well, I'm just going to sell him those parts at a discounted rate because he bought the motor from me, and we'll help him out with that. So my next episode, we'll get into that Mercury probably, and we'll go ahead and start removing the flywheel, the stator, the regulators. I want to give him just the whole charging kit so that this way he can have everything he needs to get back on the water and charge his batteries. So please like, subscribe, send me any comments that you have, and we look forward to seeing you out on the water. Have a great day.